Gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again on our Feel Good Friday. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream as we got doubleheader on tap tonight with a little WWE SmackDown and AEW Rampage. A big night ahead. Trips is in the building, and the slap route around the world will be talked about tonight, folks. So make sure you get in that chat, hit like, hit subscribe, and be a part of the fun. Let's go.
Joey, Sonny, you'll be dueling in the category of desserts. Whoever wins this will automatically be in the lead with 18 pieces of territory and looking good for team.
Ding. We're back at it live again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network, and this is another live stream. I hope everyone out there is having a happy, healthy, and safe week. And you are ready to go, and we are going to get into all this wrestling here tonight. Lots to talk about. 4.7 million people paid attention to that press conference last night. Blows your mind. A lot of people on the buzz right now. Everybody's talking about WrestleMania. The Rock, Roman, Cody, Triple H, and then some. Well done by the WWE. So we're looking forward to SmackDown tonight. But I will remind you, I am every night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tags for your champions of the world. The Every Night Delight KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, just like The Rock showed you last night, make sure you go ahead and slap that like button, slap that subscribe button, slap that bell notification. Because did last night not feel like a pay-per-view to everybody? God damn.
It felt insane. It felt like all the great parts of a good show. All they had to do was have a couple wrestling matches break out, and we would have had an A+. You know,
absolutely.
So
why didn't you do that on Raw?
Right, let's go. But I mean, again, if this is something that they're going to carry through, and this is a sign of things to come, you know, something that I thought, you know, kind of got overlooked. CM Punk actually called it out, but you add in like Rhea Ripley and Becky. Bayley wasn't there last night, but I think she should have been. Yes. But a whole lot of things going on. And if everything kind of has the vibe that we're having right now, we are cooking at a high level. And, man, I give them all the kudos in the world. I know the haters out there are going to want to hate. People are going to find flaws in it all. Why did Cody say, I don't want you, but I do want you? Well, things change. People's minds change. And it's wrestling. So giddy up and enjoy the ride. Nobody saw it coming or unfolding the way it did. We had a whole bunch of theories of what could happen, Nick, and the way it played out, I think, was better than we imagined.
Oh, absolutely. The best thing about this is we still don't know anything. Everything's still up in the air. We still have all this buzz and excitement. Christ, I had ET on and everything else before we go live just because it's on the same channel. And they were talking about it on goddamn ET.
Were they?
Absolutely. The biggest Hollywood star there, The Rock. Think about it. Again, this is now just going to be national coverage. And now it's super interesting. I don't see too many people. I know the artist, if he's out there listening, allegedly called it beforehand. But no one really saw Dwayne, especially slapping the taste out of Cody's mouth or what he was trying to say of his effing teeth out of his mouth. But them leaving together as well. Like now we have the super bloodline.
Yeah, I think that was the thing that surprised a lot of people. And I mean, people might have predicted a triple threat or predicted somehow, some way Cody was going to work himself into this angle. You know, night one, The Rock, Roman. Night two, Cody, Roman. But I don't think that moment when The Rock stepped in front of Roman and said, wait a minute, if you have a problem with him, you have a problem with me. Yeah, like, to me, you heard the shift in the whole arena that was live and present last night of, whoa, what is this? And somebody already saw it said in the chat, but it felt like theater. everything right up until the Triple H interview at the back, and they're walking out and they're pissed off. It all felt like, you said it last night, a UFC presser that went awry.
Right. Well, and Conor McGregor had his fingers all over that. It felt like. But it very much felt like, speaking of family and everything, he went full Dom Toretto in that whole situation. This is all about family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
With that, like, aggressive, in tank top and everything, little gold chain.
Yeah, very much so. It definitely had that vibe to it. There's the Rock stretching his acting chops and then trying to show off a little. And I get it. Like, a lot of people talked about him just pushing himself into this situation, and there's a lot of debate still whether of like, this was the plan the whole time, or this wasn't the plan, this was a change of plan. I don't care at this point. What we got last night was outstanding. The only person that kind of got lost in the shuffle was Seth, but he was there to practice. What was it? Table 2 will take you now.
Yeah. But 100%, yeah. And well, now there's the rumor going around that it's going to be night 1. At some point, we're going to get Cody and Seth tag teaming against Roman and Rock.
The only issue I have with that, or the only question I have about that, Nick, is Seth able to get into a match? Like, are they not healing him and keeping him on the shelf as like all the way to Mania, so he's as close to 100% for Mania as possible?
Yeah, I didn't even think, because everybody's been talking about that being more of a match for Mania, but I've also heard like what you wanted is that we're allegedly going to get a men's chamber to now decide who takes on Seth, because there's clearly no challenger for Seth.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had put out the theory that perhaps under the current circumstances at the time, that Hogan Paul was going to find out tonight that he was going to go into the chamber. Now, that opinion of mine has changed because the dynamics have changed. Because, I don't know, did you see the video that Drew put out today? Drew was just going on a leisurely walk around his complex, and basically, I was the only one telling the truth, and I'm going to be the champion, and get out of my swamp. Yeah.
I love Drew McIntyre right now. This is best Drew McIntyre of him just being a troll, being a validated heel. It's like in Hermes there. You're technically correct. The best kind of correct. You're a validated heel, the best kind of heel.
Yeah, he actually said, Cody finally found the balls to make the right choice. So this is what Drew wanted. Now there's still talks about will it be like Seth, Drew, Sammy at Mania Night 1 to kind of avoid the fact that Seth isn't at 100%. Will there be a chamber involving Seth, Drew, Sammy, and others? Could you throw LA or Randy Orton or a couple people from SmackDown into a chamber to all compete, and maybe we get a surprise like an LA Knight going after, babyface on babyface doesn't work that well. I still think Drew feels like the guy right now. I think he's staked his claim.
I think Drew's the guy. To me, I have a long-term idea is that Drew wins it, and then when Sammy finally wins the one, he wins it off Drew.
Yeah.
Because that's where you tie in that whole. I saw why you were bringing in Sammy because he's the one that put him on the shelf and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if you play into that, where you could build that and be that's the moment where Sammy finally wins the big one and all that. He overcomes the big bastard heel and all that.
Yeah, that works well. I mean, it does play out. We are assuming that Seth is going to need some time off, that they are just putting him together with Band-Aids to get him through, Mania. So that's why I'm not sure. Now, you could technically put him in a tag match, give him very little to do, and have a reason why he doesn't participate a whole lot in said tag match.
I don't know. I mean, man didn't participate a whole lot in a kerfuffle on the stage last night, so I don't know if he can participate less in a match.
No, I
agree. Have a weird theory, side note off of that. Well, not the whole Seth thing, but with Nick Aldis and Hunter being there, and even the backstage stuff with Hunter and all of that, does this potentially become, I know I compared the Bloodline becoming like a corporation. Everyone's been calling it the two-man power trip, which I love.
Nice.
But what if it becomes the bloodline versus, the corporation, the establishment, the authority there? Because you've got Hunter, who's going to be on SmackDown to address some things. And Nick Aldis has already been messing with the bloodline with the Fatal Four-Way and all that.
I think that's brilliant. I think we've missed that. Like, when was the last time we had a really good centralizing storyline? Like the one storyline, like the Austin McMahon, the Bryan Danielson Corporation. When was the last time we had a real big central focus one, within the company? And if it is, I mean, if you play into the storyline that, the new TKO board member, Mr. Rock, is going to use his swag and his sway
Lean into it.
Lean right into that. So Aldis says, this is going to happen. And Rock says, not today. This is what's going to happen. And now it becomes this power struggle. It's
We call the shots around here now. You absolutely could see Roman just bigging him up, right? As you just see Dwayne, like you said, do a little finger wave. And then Roman types up, we call the shots around now. Here now. Our table, our family built this table. Y'all are guests at the table. We're the head of the table.
Yeah, I also saw a lot of reports that potentially other members of the bloodline are somehow going to get pulled into this. We might get appearances.
Had names up on that tree.
Was that not the biggest goddamn tree we've ever seen?
Yeah, they still miss people. Some people point out they miss Zilla.
Well, come on. Yeah, but they missed
You have Ink on there. You have Lance.
They had Lance, yeah. Lance was like that one low-hanging apple at the very bottom. So Zilla should have technically been lower than Lance.
They're higher, yeah.
Or at least on par, right? But
right.
Yeah, man, I think what they've done here is strong. And again, chat, welcome. We will get to everybody out there. If you haven't hit that like button, I ask you why, but make sure you do hit that like button and be a friend. Take this link, drop it, let everyone else know the best wrestling coverage in the entire world is right here. The most electrifying wrestling YouTube channel is upon you. So, but dude, I mean, if people weren't hyped about WrestleMania before last night, they better be now. Because if you're sitting around, if you're sitting around saying you're not, I would question whether or not you really like wrestling.
Yeah, but I will second though your comment earlier though about spread our link everywhere like that goddamn Samoan family tree here because there's only one real wrestling family on YouTube here. Even I do like that there's been a lot of the discussion of it feels weird and kind of feel bad that Bayley was left out of all of that, right? And now she's getting her spot on SmackDown tonight to where she's addressing her issues with damage control.
Yeah, I think it's been good. I honestly thought Bayley should have been. Again, you only had an hour, and they focused on Rhea. I still thought Bayley could have had a little bit of a presence. I mean, she did win the Rumble. She was the other Rumble winner.
Valentine's Day, man.
She made her decision. We're seeing that play out. What we'll see tonight is Dakota Kai back. We missed her last week without it.
Wish you were here.
Technically, we don't know where Dakota Kai stands on the situation yet. We're pretty safe soon. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I like what they're setting up. I mean, if it is we're getting the winner of the Chamber take on Rhea. We don't know what's happening. We're getting Cody and Roman. Like you said it. Could the Rock be, use his powers on a special guest referee? We still expect at some point we're going to get Rock versus Roman. We just got to get clear of Cody.
Well, I mean, you did kind of call it, though, if he does the full Tyson thing. I mean, he's just holding up that American Nightmare shirt at the end, like he was holding up the Austin 316 shirt.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it could be simply a case of The Rock was like, listen, I was supposed to fight you, but, I stood by my family, and then they step on each other's toes, right? There's only so much space at the head of that table, and they keep bumping elbows trying to eat their fucking steak.
Especially if he's like the special guest referee and he actually legitimately, and Roman's like, what the f are you doing?
Yeah.
And then they start pounding it back and forth, and then he lays the smack it down.
Right. Now, we will get to the chat and say hello to people, but one last thing, and I said this last night, big shout out to CM Punk, man. I know he's controversial. I know there's people out there that just don't like him no matter what he does. But man, he was the best supporting actor, I think, in the whole process last night. He was saying everything every fan at home was thinking.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I also love the Big E. I'm just here so to make sure that Punk doesn't get fired.
I like that a lot. And I did really like at the end there where Punk's like, Cody's too different. And it felt like, oh my God, like a little bit of, old vibes here of Cody's diplomatic. He walks away quietly. You got to punch him in the face. I don't care if it's your boss. Did he just get slapped by his boss?
Oh yeah, that was very much. There was plenty of jabs in there, subtle jabs, but like you were saying there, especially at that end, and then you had The Rock still on stage, almost looking like he's looking at him. I'm like, I hear you, son of a bitch. It felt back to that. The fact that I'm not in the main event, but Dwayne is. It went right back to that moment. I feel.
Yeah, no, I thought The Rock standing there on stage, and you could see him and Roman like looking up at Punk, like, tell him to shut the fuck up. I thought that was great. And he's like, just punch him in the face. And they looked legitimately of like, I thought that was a wicked touch.
But again, like you said, this could be an overarching thing. Speaking of overarching, we were talking 15 minutes into the show.
That was
Still
quick.
not said hi to anybody in the chat.
Right. Everblast was first, and he's happy about it. Welcome, Everblast, Christopher. Chambers, are you ready for next weekend, Chambers? Are you ready? We're going to your pay-per-view, my guy. Let's go. It's going to be
I like more how we already have, I guess, gold, silver, and bronze in the chat there. First, second, third.
Right? All right. I like it. Should be lots of heavy hitters on SmackDown tonight, says Christopher. Absolutely. And let's be real, Nick. Chamber is a week away, and there's not a whole lot that we know about Chamber. Like, we know we're getting a women's Chamber, but what else are we getting?
Yeah, honestly. Well, you're getting Rhea versus Nia.
Yeah.
So there's that. I think we're obviously going to have the U.S. title announced tonight, but I did like up until last night, I did very much like your idea of having the U.S. title in a chamber. I thought that's the announcement we're going to get. And who knows? Maybe they just triple down on it because if they don't have a lot, we'll just give them all the chambers. We'll give them all the Stephen Chambers.
Hey, I mean, that new old school of like when we do a specialty show, everybody's in that cage.
And we'll